Welcome to WNL Sports Weekly and Happy New Year. I'm Jeremy Franklin. On our first show of 2019, we'll speak with men's basketball coach Chris McHugh, wrestler Bryce Crew, and women's basketball captain Andy Smithey. But first, here's a quick look back at the weekend in Washington Ridley Athletics. Men's basketball knocked off defending ODAC champion Emory and Henry 91-77, while women's hoops routed Gallaudet 96-46. And the wrestling team produced 12 place winners and a pair of individual champions en route to a second place showing at the Jim Kreitzer Memorial Invitational in Buena Vista. Joining me now is men's basketball coach Chris McHugh. Chris, welcome back to the show.
Jeremy, thanks for having me.
The Generals returned to ODAC action last week with wins over Roanoke and Emory and Henry, the two teams that played in the conference championship game last season. What do those victories mean to your team?
They were good wins. Like you mentioned, those were the two teams that represented the ODAC in the championship game last year. So we knew they were going to be competitive, hard-fought games. Roanoke was the only team we didn't beat in the ODAC last year, so that was extra sweet to get them this year. And then, Emory and Henry was the league champion, so we knew coming out of the holiday tournament, coming into the new year, we had two really tough opponents at home. We wanted to take pride in defending our home court, and we did that, and they're good wins. And now we're on to more ODAC conference play.
Overall, WNL has won 6 of its last 7 games. What's been working well over the past few weeks?
I think a bunch of things. I think a lot of guys are stepping up. I think the way we play, it can be a different guy at different nights. So, we pride ourselves on our depth. We pride ourselves on our pace of play. So we think we've been getting contributions up and down the roster. So I think that's been really important. And I think our defense has been good. We've played some really talented offensive teams. So, the numbers might not necessarily reflect that, but we've really made teams work to score the ball. And when we defend and rebound, we know that our offensive weapons are going to be there. So, continuing that, I think it's a good path for our success moving forward. We've got to defend, we've got to rebound, and when we do that, we're a really hard team to beat.
Your 3 seniors are all key contributors. Devin Kearns and Roy McMillan are among the ODAC leaders in a number of statistical categories. Alex Starr is playing some critical and very efficient minutes for you off the bench. What have those guys meant to the program, especially during your first 2 years as head coach?
They've meant a ton. Roy, Devin, and Alex are great guys, and they're great players. I think a couple things that stand out to me about those 3 guys is, number one, they all love basketball, right? They love to get in and compete every day. They work at their game extra. They work in the weight room. It's just not a passing fad to them, right? They truly love the game and love to work, all 3 of them. And they bring an enthusiasm every day to what we do. And the other key aspect about those 3 guys is they really care about one another, and they really care about their teammates, and that trickles down to our roster and our chemistry. But if you see them together, they're always together, those 3 guys, and you see how much they pull for one another and care for each other, and they do that with the rest of the roster, and that's how they set the tone. I think Devin and Roy, they get a lot of credit, rightfully so, for what what their contributions to our team. But in addition, Alex really completes the class, right? It's not a full class without those 3 guys, and he's been a leader for us. He brings great enthusiasm. He's a captain. So those 3 guys all together have been a great class for us, and I know that they're not satisfied, and they're not going to be satisfied. So excited for the journey ahead here as we head into January and February.
There's still a ways to go in the regular season. You've got 2/3 of the conference schedule still in front of you. What are the keys to maintaining your current level of play as you continue working your way through the ODAC schedule?
I think that it maybe sounds funny to say, but having fun and enjoying the ride here. I mean, we get to play basketball and get to go to school at a great institution. We should be really grateful for that opportunity, all of us in our program. And when you come from a place of gratefulness, the hard work, that's just fun, and it's not going to be, not everything's going to go perfectly well over the next few weeks, and we just got to continue to fight and continue to grow, and really enjoy the journey, having fun doing it. Like I said, playing basketball is fun, so we want to show up every day, have enthusiasm, enjoy it, enjoy competing, being excited about the challenge of the great teams we're going to get to play the rest of the ride here through the conference schedule, and we do that, and we continue to improve. We'll be in really good shape. If you're satisfied and you're not willing to improve, the ODAC is so good and so deep, everybody else is going to be improving. So we want to make sure we're focusing on us, focus on having fun, playing hard, and rising to the challenge, and I'm sure we will.
Chris, thank you for joining us. Best of luck with the rest of the year.
Thanks so much, Jeremy.
I'm now joined by Andy Smithey, junior basketball captain from Charlotte. Andy, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
The Generals have a very young roster this year. You've passed the midway point of the season, 8-6 overall, 4-3 in the conference. How pleased have you been with the progress that the team has made?
I've been pretty pleased. We've had some big wins against Emory and Henry and Randolph-Macon and Mary Washington that have, I think, really shown what we're capable of doing. And so I think all of us feel pretty confident going into the rest of the season. But I think we have some, like you said, we're 8-6. So there are some games I think that kind of slipped through our fingers that we could have won. And so I think knowing what we're capable of and finally putting all the pieces together is something we're working for.
You're the only true post player on the roster this season. The Generals have some good size at the guard position, and a lot of those other players are working with you around the basket. But how are you approaching your role on the court?
Yeah, definitely being the only post, going from 4-5 post players this year to just me has definitely changed my role. We've done a lot more high-low action, so I have more space to work from the free throw line, and I think that has given me the ability to do speed over size, since a lot of the girls are 6'3", 6'2". And then defensively, I think, like you said, other people have been helping with help side and fronting in the post and things like that. So I think it's just forced me to be a little more creative and take opportunities when they come, and I can't outsize other people, so using other ways to get to the basket or draw fouls and things like that has kind of been my approach.
Even with a hard-fought loss at Lynchburg on Monday, the Generals are 4-2 in true road games this season, and you've got 4 of your next 5 away from home. What's led to the team's success on the road this year?
I think, well, part of it is the bus ride back's always a lot more fun when you've won. And I think we kind of go into it a little bit with a chip on our shoulder going into an environment that is like focused on the other team, and so hoping to get upsets and really focus on our game and not allow the environment and fans and flashy like runouts and things like that to affect our game, and really focus on what we came to do and play with that chip on our shoulder a little bit.
What are the Generals looking to improve upon as you work your way through the ODAC schedule?
I think our biggest thing we need to work on is consistency in playing a full 40-minute game. I think we have a more balanced attack than we ever have before. And we have a lot of different scoring options, and I think using especially the younger players to their full capability, and the older players being able to lead and be consistent through the 40 minutes and not just show up for one half or the other is something we're trying to work on. And when other teams go on runs, hoping to match those runs and not let them get out of control into where we're in a big hole and trying to just have the dips and the lows be low, like not as low. So I think that's our biggest thing right now.
Andy, thank you for joining us. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
With me in the studio is Bryce Crew, sophomore wrestler from St. Mary's, Georgia. Bryce, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
WNL opened up the calendar year with a second-place finish at the Jim Kreitzer Invitational over the weekend. How pleased were you with the way things went for the Generals on Saturday?
Yeah, we were really excited about it because we had 4 guys in the finals. It was me, myself, Brad Basham, Ryan Luth, and Alec Horn. Me and Brad won it, so we had also 12 placers.
So you alluded to winning the 149-pound weight class at the Jim Kreitzer Invitational. You're now 18-5 on the year. How is your sophomore season going?
Going pretty well. First season was a little shaky. I had a couple losses that I wasn't too excited about, but Coach Shear and Razke worked really well with me and on my weaknesses, and I was able to knock down one of the top guys in the country this past weekend. So.
WNL is nationally ranked for the first time in the Division III era. What does that kind of recognition mean to the team and to the program?
We were really excited about it, but we're not really focusing on that because we still have nationals coming up, conference and regions, so we're focused on that, but we're really excited about it.
The Centennial Conference schedule is rapidly approaching. You go to Muhlenberg on January 19th for your first conference action. What are your expectations for the Centennial this year?
Yeah, so we just expect to go out there, have some fun, challenge ourselves, put maximum effort out, and just have a good time.
Bryce, thank you for joining us. Best of luck with the rest of the year.
Thank you very much.
Here's a look at the upcoming weekend. Wrestling heads to Pennsylvania for Lycoming's Bud White Hill Duels, which begin on Friday. On Saturday, swimming will play host to Roanoke. Both basketball teams are on the road as the men face Hampton-Sydney and the women travel to Virginia Wesleyan. And on Sunday, the track and field teams will compete in Shenandoah's Wilkins Center Invitational. For WNL Sports Weekly, I'm Jeremy Franklin. Thanks for watching.